to the Mindset Michelle TV show. We're so super excited for you to be joining us for yet again another incredible episode with today's extra special guest, the lovely Silvia Wade. Hello, Silvia.
Hi, Michelle. How's it going?
It's wonderful today, Silvia, and thank you again so much for coming on the show. For those of you that haven't met or are unaware of her, Silvia is the founder and director of Mutual Plans. Now, most people don't quite know what a paraplanner is, and so I'm so looking forward to hearing from Silvia about who she is, where she's come from, but also what does a paraplanner do. Silvia is also from China, so it's always wonderful to meet people that have come to Australia and learnt English at whatever age, but then come here and learn Australian English, which is different again from what most English people learn, and also built a life and a career. And Silvia is a very big member of different communities here. But Silvia, please explain to people, how did you come to be interested in paraplanning, move to Australia? We're all fascinated. Please tell us some more of your background.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Actually, before I started, I watched a few of your mindset shows. It was great, very inspiring to hear other people's successful stories. I came to Australia in 2008 to pursue my master's degree after I was a stockbroker for 4 years overseas. And then I did my second master's degree. At that time, I had an opportunity to be an AMP casual investment analyst in a private wealth team. And there I developed my modeling skills, again, further developed my stockbroking skills. And then after the uni, I was offered a job as in-house paraplanner in a financial planning practice in Sydney CBD. Well, at that time, I didn't quite know what the paraplanning was about. I knew that was about the numbers. By nature, I like the numbers, so I accepted the offer. So I started from the self-managed super fund areas, which is a very sophisticated paraplanning field. I didn't know, but I started from that end. Then I moved to AMP centralized paraplanning team. In 2016, I launched the Mutual Paraplanning Services. And now in the past 7 years, we have developed a double-digit team of expert paraplanners. We work with financial planners across Australia virtually. Yes, I know most of people don't know what the paraplanning is about because it is a very niche area of services to financial planners. Basically, we are the people behind the scenes to work with financial planners in terms of the strategy formulation, financial modeling, product research, and helping with the financial planners to remove their roadblocks so their business can grow faster.
Wow. And all I kept hearing was, wow, this lady is an expert with numbers and loves her numbers. But amazing. What an incredible career, being a stockbroker in China. And believe me, I appreciate how much you need to really understand what the numbers are telling you. It's not just being good at numbers, but what does it mean? What are they telling you? So what an incredibly smart and amazing woman you are. And then to take that brilliance and move into the paraplanning side of it with different steps and 2 master's degrees, which is again really very impressive. And then to decide to set up your own business in the paraplanning space. So find other people that are very passionate and good with numbers. And then I love how you described what it actually meant. And thanks for explaining that. That you support financial planners, and in essence, you do all the hard lifting around the modelling and the financial calculations that many people may go to financial planners, but obviously they might not realize that the financial planners don't necessarily do all of that hard lifting around, especially in superannuation. The calculations can be, you're amortizing, depreciating for, 2050's dollar value in today's current terms, and all sorts of wonderful financial stuff like that. But how incredibly impressive. Silvia, with what I hear, which is such a successful career, and it takes a lot of courage to relocate, so coming to another country and all of that, what would you say today for you, given all of this success, to what you still look very young, so your very young years?
Thank you.
What would you say then today success means to you?
Yeah, sure. For me, the success, I guess, means setting up a little challenge for myself, pushing myself a little harder, and then I overcome that speed bump, and then I'll set up the next challenge. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the year, I look back at what I've done. I feel a sense of success and accomplishment. So I stay positive for myself and then be ready for the next challenge.
And what I love that, because what I hear is that, and in a sense, you're not going, I'm going to climb Mount Everest by the end of next week. You're going, I'm going to go for a walk. And that small challenge, little challenge that you mentioned, you appreciate that, building the habit of having these small little challenges and looking back and going, oh, I actually did that, helps you to then keep going and building on those. So over a period of time, you then climb the equivalent of Mount Everest.
Yeah, exactly. Because for me, the consistency is the key. Once you have the action plan, then you need to be consistent to execute that action plan. Now, nobody can lose 10 kilos of weight in one day, or put on 10 kilos weight in one day. So it's all through step by step. For me, I want to make sure my goal is achievable. The challenge, like I can take that challenge. I can push myself a little harder. And then, yeah, along the way, then when you look back, actually you have moved, further than what you initially thought.
Yeah, I love that. And I loved how you also explained that recognition that you moved more than you initially thought, because by building, and that's what we're talking about today, is by building those habits, and by building, I don't think people quite appreciate the power of repeatability, what I think of and explain as repeatability. So once you've proved to yourself, and not necessarily anybody else, but prove to yourself, if I do this in this way, and if I just keep doing it because it works, then it becomes a habit, and then you keep, like driving a car is a habit,
Yeah.
and you keep repeating it, and that repeatability then takes you further, like you're saying, than you would actually have planned.
Yes. Well, the other day, I had a chat with a person in the business, and he was talking about 1% improvement, just 1%, not more, just 1% improvement on the daily basis, and then over the long period, you will see, well, you have achieved like 50% of improvement over the year. So it's all kind of done on a very little step, and don't be overwhelmed by yourself or challenges, just a little step, and then you will have a long distance to
You'll go further.
yeah.
I'm also interested then, because when we talk to people like yourself that have been very successful and built these habits, when I'm then asking about tips and suggestions about sharing that with others, one of the key things that I'm interested in is around, it's very normal and human to have good days and bad days. So say on those more challenging days, where, you may go, oh, yes, it's just 1% and it'll help keep building, etc. And it's a small step. But everybody at times may feel like it's just too far, it's too much today. What sorts of things do you do to help you keep going?
Yeah, sure. From my experience, there are three types of mindsets. I'll come back to the challenge because I believe the challenge mindset is very crucial for the success. Everybody has a comfort zone. Without the challenge mindset, you want to get out of the comfort zone. Therefore, you are denying yourself the chance of learning and growing. After all, the best lessons just come from doing. So when I was a stockbroker overseas, I wasn't well paid compared with others. Then I was looking for a textbook for a master's degree. I noticed that most of books were translated from English. So I had a very quick thought, why can't I study master's degree in an English-speaking country? So I did. At the start of the study, it was quite a challenge because my brain was trying to process a second language to absorb or obtain the finance knowledge. One of the things I did was to throw away the translation device, just learn English from English. Then the magic happened. After that, I finished the yes 2 master degree and 1 graduate diploma when I was doing the paraplanning, my first job. And then I achieved a lot of high distinction and distinction in all subjects marks. So that the challenge mindset just sparks me the idea because I'm very keen to overcome that challenge and jump over that speed bump. So yeah, that encouraged me to do, the extra things just to make it happen for myself.
I love that example, and thank you. It shows to me that all of those lovely elements that you're talking about with that challenge mindset, and especially around recognizing that you were doing stockbroking that wasn't necessarily that well paid. So doing further studies was going to help you to advance in your career. But you didn't kind of stop there. You went, okay, that's a little bit outside of my comfort zone. But if I was to do it in an English-speaking country, I would be visiting a different planet of comfort zone completely. And then, as you beautifully described, your brain transitioning from Chinese into English. It reminded me of when I lived in South America and I started to dream in Spanish. That was when I don't know, did you start dreaming? Because that was when I knew that my brain was actually processing in Spanish. But did you start dreaming in English?
Yes, yeah, at the start.
Did I love it because it's these little signs that when you talk about that 1%, the day in, day out of learning English, and I'm sure studying a master's in English day in, day out must have been, it does build that determination and persistence, and again, fabulous habits around there.
Yeah.
But it's one of those funny, dreaming in that language is one of those funny little indicators that your brain is starting to process in that second language.
Yeah. And another example was from, the transition. That's from a corporate employee to a business owner. That was a big transition to myself. All of a sudden, I had to create the business development plans, the process, the checklist for myself. And there was no, corporate policy guiding me to do that. My business plan has to evolve because of the industry changes. So again, yes, the challenge mindset just sparks me the ideas to keep me going. I jump over the speed bump again and the next one and the next one.
I love how you have such a clear recognition, and for many people I talk to in that quite significant shift from being an employee to being your own boss. Like you're saying, there's suddenly no policies, there's no IT department.
Yeah.
There's no IT department to call and say, this has gone wrong, or you would have done your own finances, but HR when you're hiring your team, all of those different things.
Yeah.
I love how you've recognized that these different challenges or bumps, it's been that process and, keeping going and then challenging yourself with the next one.
Yeah, yeah. And then the second important mindset is the positivity. So the positive mindset. You would take different actions if you view things positively or negatively. I mean, there's no guarantee to win when you challenge yourself. When it fails, the negative mindset might say it's not working. And then the positive mindset might say, yes, it's not working. Let's have a change. I have a very good business examples, like literally right now, that will explain the scenario. The financial planning industry is very regulated, and also the regulation changes never stop. You may have heard of quality advice review, we call QAR, which recommends 22 changes in the financial planning industry. It has reached out to every party in the field, including power planning. I've heard some of small power planning providers have decided to sell their business because they are worried that their jobs will be wiped off after the QAR and the introduction of artificial intelligence in the industry. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no fear. It's just a time for a change. Be ready, be proactive. So in my business, I brainstorm with my core team about how we can add more values to the financial planners by utilizing our skills, experience, and the positive mindset to assist with the financial planners. As a team, we have a combined 110 years of power planning experience. Nothing is impossible when it comes to power planning to us. And then we could deliver more customized services for financial planners via a more clear communication. So I see that is a positive change for us. And artificial intelligence is great. We can use AI to reduce the repetitive tasks. So I think this is a new era to us. And when the positive mindset takes over, and then the fear disappears. So because you only focus on how we make it happen and how we can find the ways for the business development.
I love how you're using such wonderful, wonderful examples there with the positive mindset and I talk about reframing. So yes, it can be challenging, and yes, it can be a bit scary. Is AI going to take over all of my jobs? Is it going to clear out everybody in the industry? But I love how in hearing you speaking, it's about, well, what opportunities do these changes open up? And obviously one of the opportunities is there will be less people in the marketplace. So there'll be less competition because people are getting out of that area, because it will be complicated and it will be a bit of a bumpy road in the transition to AI being an integrated part of what you're doing. And it will be it will be rebranding and repackaging how you do things and what role you play in complementing the AI.
Yeah.
But just like with ChatGPT, what people have realized is that you can get ChatGPT to create things, but if you actually don't have the specialist expertise to know whether it's any good or not, you still don't know if it's any good or not. So
Yes.
it's that wonderful combination of ChatGPT can create things and it can speed them up incredibly, which is great. But you actually still need to have that expertise to know whether it's any good or not.
Yeah.
And so we're in that funny transition period now where people are getting used to AI, and ChatGPT is just one example. But they're also recognizing that there will be smaller numbers of players in the marketplace, because the people that stay are going to be the ones that have that specialist expertise and use AI where it's good for it, and also then come in and go, well, this is the interpretation, or this is what this means, in a way that AI can never actually personalize for each individual person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because if you look at the total number of financial planners in Australia, now it's historically low. I mean, because of different reasons, but yeah, one of the scarcity is, oh, will the AI replace a financial planner? Because you can ask AI to provide some strategies. Yeah, but it's just like a power planning. It's a personal service. It's a personal advice to the clients. So at this stage, yeah, the AI is not that intelligent to replace that personal advice or just the personal human segments. So yeah, I think we can definitely use AI in a good way just to help us. So that's a different view to look at the AI rather than, oh, AI is going to replace the human beings.
And I think another great element of that is, if people think about how long we've been talking about driverless cars.
Yes.
And so this fear and anxiety and the hype around is everything's going to be changed within, the next month, the next 2 days, the next whatever. And then you look at things like driverless cars and it's still not here. And you go, oh, okay, take a deep breath. Things are changing and they will continue to change, but in the same way that technology was evolving previously anyway. And it's only people that really want to get rich quick
Yes.
and make money out of the fear that they're creating in people. But I love that positive mindset. Things are going to change with the 110 years experience that you and the team have, combined experience. Definitely, that positive mindset about where are the opportunities going to be and how can we expand.
Yeah. And then the last, but not the least, is the happiness mindset. So the positivity is a state of mind. The happiness is a state of mood, I think. So as a business owner, you want to create a happy team, so the people can pass the right energy in the team. As I said, I look back. If I have a 1% improvement, I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy for that little 1% improvement. And sometimes when I received a testimonial from financial planners to one of our team members, I share it in the team and I put a little crown symbol to that team member, just to make it, a bit of fun in the team. And because the happy energy is very vital in the team. Not only people get well along with each other, but also there's a team potential from that happiness mindset.
I love that, recognizing that, that's the whole no man is an island kind of element. So celebrating somebody's good testimonial from a client, and recognition and supporting them, and all of those wonderful things that you described around the energy that you can create. Because a positive mindset is still very much in many ways like an interior reprogramming and reframing of how you're thinking. But that happiness mindset, what I'm hearing is it's a little bit more external. It's about sharing that happy energy to create those happy vibes around you as well, and doing that through celebrating success, keeping the positive energy in the team around you, so that you're supporting each other and working with each other. What another really lovely, I love these three different mindsets, the challenge, positive, and happy mindset. They're really, really lovely ways of framing and simple ways of framing how to keep creating those 1% each day, or those small challenges, small bumps each day to keep focusing and going along.
Yeah, yes. I mean, because the team success kind of gives me the success, because it's a team effort. And when all these little, the challenger mindset, the positive mindset and happy mindset in the team, and everybody has that the right the mindset, and then they'll produce the right energy for the team, and then they lift the whole team up for the next level, so as the business. So yeah, I really appreciate those mindsets.
Yeah, and so given that we're using fabulous examples, but we're also talking about, I can hear that you're very driven, to do the studies that you needed to do initially, even to become a stockbroker, to do 2 degrees, to do a degree in a different country, in a different language, to set up your own business. What do you think it was? Because I'm interested, because people may be going, oh, I can do this, I can do that, but I can't be Silvia because, I just don't have as much energy or ambition or this or that. What do you think it was about your background, your family, your culture, whatever it might be in your words? What was it that you think helped you to become somebody that had that kind of mindset about, well, if I set my mind to doing something, I can go and do it. I have I don't know, want to use the word confidence, but I have the belief that I can go and do it. What do you think helped you create that mindset?
Yeah, I think it probably is the action. I don't know whether the mindset first or action first, but for me, I just do it. And then I will assess it, and then I'll do it again. So a lot of actions involved in my past path. When I was thinking, okay, I'm going to go overseas, to live there, to study, to explore, I didn't have any hesitation. I will say that's the way I want to go. If I don't do it, I don't know whether that's right or wrong. So I might just do it to see what will happen. So I didn't expect myself to be a business owner in a foreign country. It was, I guess that's just how life, kind of guided me, step by step. But yeah, my view is, if I think, that would happen to me, then yes, I'll just do it. So for people who are thinking, oh, whether I should be ready for that, you will never get ready, because you will be concerned that this, that, so might just take an immediate action and then just see. It will change your mindset and then just see what will happen.
I love that, because you've hit on what I think is one of the key things there, and that's about taking the action. Many people can get caught up in analysing or planning or thinking about things too much, and that micro and those small steps that we keep coming back to, it's about taking the actions. So if you decide to do something, just do it, and not hesitating. And in the process of doing it, you'll then uncover, oh, actually, I wanted to go to Australia, but really it's going to be a better opportunity for me in Canada or something. But you've already started to learn how to go and live somewhere else. And so that activity and those actions will help you to keep going. I feel like we could keep talking on this topic for hours, but Silvia, what's the best way for people to get hold of you?
Sure. I have my LinkedIn profile, and people can connect with me through LinkedIn. If they want to look at what paraplanning is about, what we do, and they can come to our website, mutualplans.com.au. But yeah, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn.
Fabulous. And with so much success and, you know, just doing it and then doing it and doing it, I'm not sure, but what advice might you give to a younger version of Silvia?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because we don't have the time machine to go back. But if I had, I probably could have come to Australia earlier. So I had more time to explore. I probably knew more people. But otherwise, I think my past was reasonable. I was doing the work at ground level. Then I knew what I was good at, what my interest was, and then I further developed my interests. So let's say if I restarted, I probably will be doing the same thing.
It is an interesting question because I love actually saying sometimes to people about, well, your younger self is the person you were yesterday, because people sometimes think it's always just about, you know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But I love that about coming to Australia earlier and investigating your interests and spending more time developing other areas. But isn't the aging and having a few more years of experience wonderful, because then you kind of go, oh yes, there's more to life. Oh, fabulous. So it's been absolutely a pleasure having you on the show today, Silvia. It's been so wonderful having you come on.
Likewise, it's a pleasure to be here too. Thank you so much, Michele.
You're very, very welcome. And again, thank you as well to all the wonderful viewers and for all of the fabulous feedback that we keep getting about how grateful everybody is for the incredible people like Silvia coming on and sharing who they are, and the amazing and incredible, courageous journeys that Silvia again shared with us today about her life story and her journey. And I love how she's a walking advert in a way, Silvia, for the Just Do It Nike ad. But for now, we're at the end of the show. So from my heart to your heart, be great, be fabulous, and be you.